Today's jargon term, it's a doozy, manned frame. What? Doesn't it sound like something you would buy at a Renaissance fair? A manned frame. It's either something that you can embroider on or play a ukulele on. I don't know, right? And as an autism mom who's underslept and sometimes overwhelmed, why would I care? Well, let's see why we care. So our actual definition for a manned frame is differing forms of request. For example, when teaching the child to request desired items, different man frames such as I want blank and can I have blank and give me blank can be taught. Okay, as our definitions go, this one is pretty easy, right? We start to see, if we know what a manned is, a manned frame kind of makes a certain amount of sense. A manned is a request. It's what we talked about yesterday. We talked about echoics, and that after echoics, teaching somebody to echo what we have said to them. Then we move on to manding, getting them to ask for what they want. And to remember that manding can be vocal, it can be gestural, it can be pointing, it can be typing something. It could be showing a piece of text, it could be exchanging an icon for it, but we're requesting something, right? So when we talk about a man frame, though, we're typically talking about a vocal response, trying to get it into a frame. Let's look at what our working definition is. Man frame is suggestions for different ways a child can request something. I was just talking this morning with a group of therapists and talking about our story, and when my son was first diagnosed with autism, the developmental pediatrician who diagnosed him, I asked her, should we do ABA? And she point blank said to me, oh, no, don't do ABA. And I said, why ever not? And she said it would turn him into a robot. And I said, but won't it help him to speak? Because he had lost all function of communication. And she said, no, it won't. I mean, he will speak, but he'll never understand what he's saying. And there'll be a rote way in which he says it, and it will sound like a robot, and he won't really understand what's happening. Well, she was wrong. She was wrong, like how many words can I come up for wrong, because my son speaks and understands exactly what he's saying, and he doesn't do it in a robotic way. But part of the reason why he doesn't do it in a robotic way, and there is variation in his speech and variation in his tone, is that he had really good quality ABA. And good quality ABA calls for generalization, which means doing things in such a way that people can do them wherever they are. And that we switch things up, that we're not learning them by rote, we do things in different ways. So even when we're teaching mands, we want to teach them in different contexts and with different words. So there isn't just one way of asking for a cookie. That the child, we might start with cookie, right? That's just asking for a cookie. And then we work our way up to cookie please. And then I want cookie please. Eventually, can I have a cookie please? I would like to have a cookie please, right? How many different ways are there to ask for a cookie? And it's important that we don't just settle on one of them. Maybe we start with one, but very quickly we want to go into different varieties of it. I think a lot of times people misunderstand when we say we want to isolate a skill and we want to give multiple opportunities and give feedback. They go, oh, well, multiple opportunities, then we need to drill it and do it one way and one way only. And that is incorrect. We want to start with one way until the person is seemingly getting it, and then we want to switch to as many ways as possible, because that's how we really get to the desired effect, which is a child who understands language both expressively and receptively.